rail service to Glenrothes with Thornton.
That's easy for her to say. Alrighty, we are sitting in a Class 170. Let's go out and have a look outside. So we can wait for her to stop talking because she's very diligent in her announcements. This is the Class 170. We are in Edinburgh. We can go back in now, shut the door, and sit back in the big chair. Alright, let's set this thing up. So this is a tutorial on how to run it. Master key on. We'll set our reverser to the neutral position. The combined throttle and brake is in brake 3, which is fine. We can check our headlights up here. Let's put our headlights to day running would be a good idea, I think. And you can turn on tail lights if you really want them, but you don't need to put them on. You can have your little notice board light up here. You can turn off the train lights for your passengers if you wish and really annoy them. What else is to set up down here? Well, things to talk about. This is a button which makes the engine run faster while it's pressed. And it'll slow down again when you release it. That's for charging up your air quickly. There's the driver's reminder appliance. If you're sitting in a platform at an adverse signal, you press that button to remind you not to go. There's the door release buttons that don't work over here. They are, in fact, up here. So you can use the door release buttons up here for the right-hand doors. And for the left-hand doors, they're these ones. GSMR is already set up for you, and we do have a destination display, and you can set that to whatever you want. So I'm going to set that to special. You can see it's scrolling through now. We are special. Very special indeed. Coupling up this train, you physically crash them into each other basically at very low speeds, and then press the couple buttons to manage that electrically. Close doors, blue button over here. You can apply traction sand if you need to, if you're having some slip problems, which will be evidenced by this lighting up in blue. But you don't actually have to do it. Now, horn. And if you come over to the right, there's horn soft, horn low. And there's also a... no depot alarm on this one. I thought there was. Okay. Alright, vigilance. Turn that on. This is the guy that goes, "Oi, you awake, mate?" And if you don't respond, he stops the train. This is the one, if you move your foot, he stops the train. So that's connected to that little panel down there. And this one, AWS, or as it actually is, TPWS, Train Protection and Warning System. And we'll reset that with the plunger over here. And that's reset with the Q key on keyboard or the circle or B buttons on your controller. Righto, we've got the doors closed. I think it's probably time to go with our special train. So let's head off towards Haymarket. So now we're going to put the reverser into forwards. And we'll acknowledge the vigilance that's gone off. And we can see that we have no train faults over there, so that's good. We can go. Put our throttle and brake into position 1. One thing you'll notice with this, if you go into, if you're not in forwards or reverse and you try and move it, you can't put it into the power ranges, but you can move it as a brake. Let's get our windows open because this diesel is quite a quiet beast. And it will help drown out the sounds of a person squeezing a cat to death. Oh wait, that's bagpipes. Sorry. Can't throttle up terribly much because we're in a 20 zone, heading for Haymarket. Alright, so what happens if you emergency stop? I'll do it when we're out of the tunnel. So what happens if you emergency stop now that we're out of the very loud tunnel? You whack the button, put your throttle back to brake 3 to retake control of the brakes, and after you stop, you can just release the emergency brake. And then Back to idle to release the brakes and start accelerating again. And off she goes. I think there's some more vegetation here. This looks thicker, more lush. Could be the first change I've noticed. Now, when Vigilant sounds in a moment, I'm going to let it stop the train because I want to show you what to do about it. If you don't want it to stop the train, all you have to do is acknowledge it with the Q, circle, or B buttons. Or the alert button on your rail driver. That little bing was TPWS clearing the AWS Sunflower over here because it's detected a green signal. Oh dear, another tunnel. Prepare for loud. Here comes Vigilance. It's going to stop us in the loud tunnel. Oh dear.
Arrive at
I'm just shutting the windows.
Haymarket.
Alright, Vigilance has stopped the train. You can see that because we've gone all the way up. Maximum power. Maximum pressure on the brake pipe, I should say. So, put your brakes back to P3 and acknowledge. The alarm will stop. You can then release the brakes and continue again. It is remarkably loud in tunnels with the windows open. I guess that's kind of realistic though, but it's very loud. Alright, nice gentle ease away as we head off to Haymarket, and we'll talk about normal service braking. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to demonstrate a TPWS issue to you with an adverse signal because I don't think we're likely to find one, but we'll see. Now, it is correct that it's very quiet in this cab. This is an insulated comfort cab. It's interestingly quite loud in the passenger space though, but I'm told that's actually realistic. Alright, I've reached speed, so I'm just going back to idle. Using the controller. I was using my rail driver to do it, but you do you. Whether you use your console controller or use the keys on the keyboard or your rail driver. Alright, we're coming into Haymarket, so let's start with a bit of gentle braking action. A little bit more. This thing does brake a little bit like a pig covered in butter sliding down a slide in a children's park. Actually, I take that back. They might have fixed it. Ooh. Anyway, welcome to Haymarket. I just saw a bit of a hitch then. You will see some because this is the first time this route's been run on this computer. Alright, let's open the left-hand doors, which you can use your usual keyboard buttons or your controller D-pad as normal, left and right, or you can press the buttons on the wall. Now, while we're here, let me just turn off DSD so it stops beeping at us. Just reset it, get up again, there we go. Okay, let's go talk about the guards panel. Wonderful invention, the guards panel. So let's put our door controls in. I think we can tell it not to close this door, and then we want it to close the other doors. No, it still closes this one. Okay. Well, closing doors works. Opening them, not so much. So we'll get there. Signal our driver, take out the key. No, I just clicked on the door. That'll be closed by the time we get back to the cab. That was me that did that, by the way. That's not a bug or anything. Alright, close our door. sit in the driver's chair. We are ready to go. Doors are shut. We've got our blue interlock light on down here. We should signal our guard back. You only hear a noise down there, not up here. There you go, we have gone through all 7 notches. Signal ahead is green, the one on the left is ours. Coming up in the giant football stadium. Still a rather empty yard. We can open a window again now so we can hear the engines. We are allowed up to 90 miles an hour here. So we'll take it up to South Gyle and I'll show you how to shut down and change ends. That was vigilance going off, which I acknowledged in my case with the Q key. But for console people, B or circle. Or you can use the Q key if you've got a keyboard attached. Ah. So one of the default placeholder buildings has been replaced. That's good to see. Had a gear change now. Vigilance again. 1 mile to South Gyle, so we should be there fairly soon. And we've just gone into a 75 zone, so I am powering off. We're also going into a fairly steep section, so I'm actually going to have to brake. Just to try and retain control of my train. So it was 75 for the corner. We can come off the brakes now. We're back to 90 mile an hour, but we're not very far away from South Gyle anyway. Going to brake 1, 2. There is an emergency position beyond B3. Not sure I braked early enough then. We might be having a... Might not be quite stopping in this platform. Not going to be too bad. It's not going to be totally hideous. Just watch your step on those 4 doors. So let's get the doors open. And I'm going to show you how to change ends now. So, you can leave your safety systems turned on. Not an issue there. Put your brake into B3. Put your reverser back into neutral. Put your headlights to off. There we go. Tail lights to on. And then put your reverser into off. We hop up out of the chair. Walk through the train. Did I take the master key out? I didn't. Look at that. Alright, we also want the master key out. Okay. Might want to shut the window too, so the hooligans don't get in. Let's just shut that door. Wander down through the other end. Just stop off at the loo on the way. Oh dear, it's out of order. Down to the other end of the train now. We won't really go anywhere because there's probably a signal at the end of this platform. Because funnily enough, the dispatcher will not be expecting me to do this right now because I'm in a service. Alright, so let's master key in, reverse it to the neutral position, turn off our tail lights, that's only for this end obviously, headlights to day running, safety systems enable, doesn't matter if you leave them on at the other end, and when you come back to this end it will remember. Special is still okay to have on there. Might as well boot up our GSMR because it's not expecting us to be at this end. And that should be about it. So let's put our reverser into forwards and acknowledge the various alarms. And then we should, in theory, be able to release the brake and drive. What haven't I done? I haven't done something. Did I put the brake into off at the other end, or did I put it into emergency? I think I put it into off. Let's just go and check. Oh, I know what it is. I'm such a dummy. Close the doors. Alright. There we go. Now we can release the brakes and drive. Yes, you. And away we go, going back the way we just came, which will confuse the dispatcher no end, because it's really not expecting us to do this. So we're not going to go very far anyway, we're just going to go to the end of the platform. I just wanted to show you how to change ends. So that's about everything there is about this particular train. So we can stop here and shut her down now. So we can just put our reverser back to neutral. Tail lights on. You leave tail lights on at both ends of the train when you're shutting down. Reverser back to off and take the master key out. You can leave the safety systems as they are and open the door and get off. And there we go. There is the tutorial about driving our very special Class 170. And we've planted some flowers. Alright. There we go, we can drive the flower train. That's all, folks. Right, if you've got any questions or comments or anything you'd like to understand about this train, please drop them below in the comments and I'll see what I can do to help you out. Looks like the steps still stick out. Strange. Anyway, have fun, folks. Bye.
We played a game.